Well, hi there, it's Jennifer, and welcome to today's video. I am really excited for you to come along this particular trip. My husband, John, and I are traveling north out of Anchorage. This time around, we are taking the Glen Allen Highway, and it does have an official name. We call it the Glen Highway. It starts in Anchorage and it ends in Glen Allen, but its technical name is the Glen Highway Scenic Byway. It is an absolutely beautifully stunning drive. We are going to be traveling along the Chugach Mountains, and it's filled with glaciers. It's quite beautiful. We'll be able to see two glaciers from a distance in today's trip. The one glacier that we really wanted to see is called Matanuska Glacier, and I'll tell you a little more about that as we get closer to it. But first, we are stopping at McDonald's because one needs fuel for a road trip. Yes, we love to get road trip snacks. You have to have the good eats while you're traveling. There are two cities that are near each other. One is called Palmer and one is called Wasilla. And depending on the direction that you're traveling will depend on which city you end up going through. Since we are heading north on the Glen Allen Highway, we are in the city of Palmer right now. And of course, look at all the yummy treats. After we ate our McDonald's meal, well, my husband went in to use the bathroom and he came out with an ice cream cone. And I had already been thinking about an ice cream cone. But once I saw his, I was like, okay, go ahead and get me an ice cream cone. And that's what we're doing right now. I don't know if you saw that, but I just managed to put some of my ice cream onto the windshield on the inside. Yep, I'm trying to, of course, get a good photo of this ice cream cone so I can put it here on YouTube and show you all the yummy eats. And my sweet husband, he has been really supportive of my YouTube channel, and I'm telling him here, I'm like, I need some good lighting. He's like, I can't find any lighting. I'm like, I need good lighting. That way we show off this ice cream cone, and it was delicious. McDonald's ice cream cones are just the best. You need to have the good foods for a road trip. It's just essential. I asked my husband if he could pull over in this particular area because you get a beautiful view of the Matanuska River, which the Glen Allen Highway travels alongside the Matanuska River, and you can see the beautiful Chugach Mountains there, and it's just such a picturesque Alaskan scene right here. And once the fireweed are blooming at the top, it's a sure sign that summer is coming to an end and that autumn is just around the corner. And already, just from this time, it's only been a week since we took this trip that I'm doing this recording, and the leaves have turned so quickly. There is a lot of yellow now that I'm seeing. I think autumn is going to come early for us. But beautiful, beautiful fireweed. I think this is such a pretty Alaskan view. And yes, my wonderful husband is so sweet to accommodate all of my recording. And I've always been somebody who loves capturing moments. I love doing videos. I love taking photographs. And as somebody who's lived in this state now for several decades, I never tire of it, and I love sharing it. And as I'm recording outside of the window, I was remembering, oh, we need to take off the truck antenna. So we're going to pull over here in a little bit, and my wonderful husband is going to remove that for me. He's so sweet. We finally remembered to do that in our last road tripping video, and we'll do that now. Thank you, my love. This forested area was really interesting because it was filled with devil's club. So we have a couple of plants in Alaska that are problematic for human beings and even poisonous. Of course, the cow parsnip that has that photosensitive sap that can burn your skin. And then you have the devil's club, which is completely covered in thorns, but the red berries are toxic to humans. But they're really beautiful. You can see how huge the leaves are, kind of a lot like the cow parsnip. Also, they get very tall. They get tall, I mean, probably close to 6 feet tall. Okay, yeah, I'm just getting here. Oh yeah, look at that.
I think my hair's not all.
Spin around. Oh, sorry, I'm stepping on you.
No, you're not.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. It feels incredible. Yeah, if we don't mind going back and then we can get the mountain view, which was so cool. Thank you, my love. Also, what I love about a good road trip is when you have these moments like where we pulled over to remove the truck antenna and then discovered all of the beautiful Devil's Club. I spent some time in there taking video, taking photographs, and we were there probably for a good 15 minutes enjoying the scenery, taking in the beauty, and I think that's one of the treasures and gifts of taking your time on a road trip if you can. This was a leisure travel for us, so we have the luxury to spend time like that, and it was really wonderful.
Oh, this will be good on your right. Can't get it. That's good.
Okay, how should I get this part? Oops, wrong lever. All right, back on the road again, and my husband said there's a raven, so I'm trying to capture it. I tried to flip the camera around to see if I could get it, but no such luck. We actually saw quite a few raven out and about. They are out enjoying the wilds of Alaska, but I am already counting down for the time in which the ravens will return to the city of Anchorage, Alaska in full force for the winter season. I'm still holding out hope that maybe we might see the white raven again. We didn't see it last year. Chances are probably no, but I'm gonna hold out hope just for another season. This is such an Alaskan scene right here. I love this. You see the beautiful Matanuska Glacier off to the left. You have the gorgeous Chugach Mountains. You have the black spruce, which are these kind of spindly looking trees. I remember when I first moved here to Alaska, and especially when you get up north with some of the landscape where it's really flat and you just see these trees and they look so sad, but that is the way that the black spruce look. They look very spindly. They're not flourishing and full like you think of a typical pine tree, but I like this view with my husband and I here, and we are just taking in this incredible scenery. Let me tell you a little bit about the Matanuska Glacier. It is the largest accessible glacier in Alaska. The only unfortunate thing is it is located on private property. Many years ago, it's probably been somewhere between 5 and 10 years. Before then, you used to be able, as a local or a tourist, you could go to this particular area. There's a visitor center. You sign in, you check in, but you could go and park your car and you could go walk on the glacier and go anywhere you wanted on the glacier. But things have changed. Now, the only way that you can step foot on the glacier is if you have to, first of all, pay for a permit. You get a little training, you have to get equipment on, and you are guided onto the glacier now. But I have so many photos, I'm going to try to see if I can find some of my children on that glacier, us walking on that glacier. We would take any family and friends who came up to Alaska to visit, because how cool was that to take them to a glacier? And yeah, we were able to do it. I think maybe we paid like a small parking fee. I can't remember. I feel like we had to pay something. It's just been so long, I can't quite remember. But now I think it's maybe $100 per person for the permit and the training. And of course, to have a glacier trekking experience, I mean, that's not bad at all. But if you're a local, you try to plan that out. But my husband and I were talking about how we wanted to actually do that. And that way we could go walk on the glacier again, which would be pretty amazing. My husband and I were impressed with the double tanker truck that was in front of us, as well as the truck that had all of the hay on it. These roads are really twisty and turny, lots of hills. It's rather impressive. And it's also a narrow road too. There's not wide shoulders, and you can see there's no guardrails, and there are drop-offs along this journey. I would be reminding my husband, like, just stay really good in your lane. And you know how it is when you're on the passenger side and you just look over, you look out your window and you look down and there's just nothing but a drop off. Yes, it keeps the trip exciting. And here we are passing, pretty big loads right here. It's impressive because this area right here is kind of open, but a lot of this road is not that way. Eventually, we are going to make our way to a particular area that is specifically for glacier viewing, and it has restrooms, it has parking, it's very, very nice, lots of different trails you can take. But there are these places all along the side of the road where you just have to pull over and take in the view and take photographs. You can see the Matanuska Glacier there. How beautiful is that? Is there a future YouTuber here? Maybe. My husband seemed to enjoy himself taking videos for me and photographs. He's like, I'll go ahead and collect extra and then send them to you so you can use them if you want to, which was very sweet. And now we have arrived at that official glacier viewing location that is kept by the state. So it's very, very nice and paved and well groomed, and there's trash cans and there's restrooms and everything. But there's a lot of different trails that you could go on, so that way you can see the beautiful Matanuska Glacier. It's really, really pretty, very picturesque. And they also have those what are those, like, would you call them a telescope? I feel like that's not the right word I'm looking for. Like those viewing scopes that you can put money in and you could get a closer look at the glacier if you want. I did a couple of shorts in this area. I did a really cool, moody, atmospheric short that I'll probably release after this video. I'm going to take us to this particular location, and you just walk along the fence. You walk along a little wooden boardwalk, and there is a raised area that's fenced with a couple of benches. You're surrounded by the trees, but you can see the glacier beautifully. It's very, very picturesque. I could stare at these type of views all day long. Can you imagine having a glacier view from your home? As we travel later on, of course, I really couldn't film because it was quite residential, but there are a lot of homes that line up right along the glacier. Can you imagine looking out your window? And they're really close by to it. We took a couple of different roads, and these homes are right up against the glacier. Can you imagine a view like that?
Okay, you're fine there, and I'll come in. Actually, step over here so I know where to go. I want you right here. No.
Oh, sorry.
All right, I want to stand on that 6-1.
Right here.
You're. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a couple. Okay. We're gonna face it. All right, ready?
Is it going to go like a lot of shots?
10 seconds. Oh, that's a good idea. Well, I think I can. Hold on. Okay, ready? It's a 10-second delay.
Oh,
It's a
I
10
didn't realize that there were going to be two shots.
No, it only took one.
Oh, I hope I didn't.
You're supposed to stay there, though.
We spent a good amount of time in this particular space. It was just so lovely. We took a lot of photos, took in the beautiful scenery. It was very peaceful. I don't know, it kind of felt like you were a little bit in a tree house because the platform that had the benches on it was raised quite a bit off of the ground. And I don't know, it felt really nice. Plus, it was also a little more secluded. I almost didn't see it. And there were quite a few people around the visitor center. So we were able to just take in the scenery quietly. We decided to walk down another path and just see if we could get a different view. And really, at a location like this, there really isn't a bad view. Although where we were here, we climbed up a little hill and it was difficult to see the glaciers. But look at that gorgeous blue sky. Just such a lovely day. This road trip was extra good for the soul for me. Some of you may know that I have been recovering from breast cancer surgery, and at the time of this filming, I was 4 weeks post-op, just starting to be a little more comfortable. I've not been able to really sit and have my back against anything. And the recovery it's been good, it's been steady, but it's been long and it's been painful. And we tried to take a road trip a couple of weeks prior, but I was so uncomfortable, I just couldn't do it. And I was feeling like I was missing the entire last part of the summer, but at the same time, I didn't have the energy to do anything about it. On this particular day, it took a lot to get dressed and get ready because I was just still low energy. But honestly, once the day unfolded and I was out and about in the fresh air, taking in the scenery, I just kind of forgot everything. And I immersed myself in the beauty and in capturing these moments. And it was so good for the soul. my husband took on this very long day of driving for us as well. It's a very turny, twisty, hilly type of road, like I was saying too, with no shoulders, sometimes no guardrail. So the driving experience on this highway can be tense, not tense as in bad, but tense as in you really need to pay attention. And he was so sweet to handle all of the driving this day, which was a lot. We were gone for a long time. We did a lot of driving, and he did that for me because I've not been able to really move my arm around for the past month. I've had to keep it down. I've had to keep it still just to give my body a chance to heal. And he did all of the driving, which was wonderful. Here are some beautiful scenic views of the Matanuska Glacier. You could just see how far back it goes into those mountains. Don't they look like castles? I'll never forget the first time I saw the different mountain ranges in Alaska. I was blown away. I was born and raised in Vermont. I had never seen any landscape like this ever in person before, and I was in awe of it and still am today. But yes, glaciers to me are always so captivating. As you can see, there are a lot of beautiful opportunities to get a good look at this glacier all along quite a bit of highway with a lot of different views and angles. Now, at this point, we are quite a ways down the road, and we were trying to decide where we wanted to turn around. We knew that we didn't quite want to go all the way to Glen Allen. The Glen Allen Highway spans 180 miles from Anchorage to Glen Allen, so we knew we didn't want to go that far. Milepost 102 is at the Glacier View, which is that state-maintained pull-off area where you can walk around and have a lot of different views of the Matanuska Glacier. So we decided to go to the Eureka Roadhouse, which is a little famous spot to pull over to eat. And evidently, I've learned this recently, and you'll see this, they are known for their homemade pies. And just thinking about it, I think it's probably one of the best pieces of pie I have ever had. So anyway, we decided that we were going to go a little bit further along to Eureka Roadhouse. We were just looking at the Nelchina Glacier, and this was a pretty area. We drove around on some little side streets. There's quite a bit of building going on. A lot of people have cabins, but there's also power here. So, I mean, gosh, can you imagine this as your view from your home? If it wasn't so far away and so remote, I might be tempted, but wow, what a spectacular area. So I'm just got out, wanted to do a little recording here. I was keeping my eyes out for bears because this is definitely bear country, but absolutely beautiful. You see the black spruce, the fireweed, the Chugach Mountains, the glaciers in the background, just spectacular. You just couldn't ask for a better day for this particular road trip. And look at how beautiful the fireweed looks up against that blue sky. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? Once I was done filming in this area, we drove around just a little bit more to see how far down we could go on these streets to get as close to the glaciers as possible. But we decided to not go exploring too much. We were ready to eat. We were ready to go head to the lodge. And here we are at milepost 119. I wish I would have taken a minute to get more footage, but where we're sitting in this restaurant, there was a beautiful view of the Nelchina Glacier. Just so picturesque, but right here where I'm at, you can't quite see it. This restaurant was the perfect end to our day. And of course, my videos aren't complete without a toilet selfie. Hello, how are ya? The food here was really delicious. It's very quaint, but so many people pass through this area. This particular area as well is huge in the winter time for snow machining. So this little place here is busy all the time. I had the hamburger steak, which was made with Wagyu. It had the best, as you can see, potatoes, gravy. I don't know what they put in the corn. It's some of the best corn I've ever had. I could not identify what the flavors were. I should have asked, but just absolutely delicious. And I'm telling you, that pie That pie was some of the best pie I've ever had. I had a blueberry raspberry pie. The crust was thick and sweet. This ice cream didn't have a lot of sweetness to it, which paired perfectly because the pie, oh, this pie was so good. I wish you could have a bite. Now we are going to be heading back home into Anchorage. It'll take us about 2 hours and 20 minutes nonstop. I just want to say thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you may be. And until the next video, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.